Hi, everybody. My name is Lee Beatty, and I want to welcome you guys to this quick presentation. Hopefully, you guys like my little superhero get up. What I want to do, I'm obviously sitting in my chair, doing a little bit of brainstorming today. It's Saturday, and I'm not sure if many of you know, I just recently moved from the Dallas-Fort Worth area to the Richmond, Virginia area, and I've noticed really a common theme around here, really not just here in Richmond, but pretty much anywhere, and that is businesses, just from surveying some of the people that I've surveyed, some of the people that I've talked to, I've really noticed that people are struggling. They still think that, that the economy is down in the dumps, and mind you, excuse the shakiness, I'm sitting on my laptop in my chair. So if it kind of gets goofy on you and stuff like that, then you guys got to excuse that in advance. But I know some things really, as I made that trip from Dallas to the Dallas, Texas area to the Richmond, Virginia area. As we're going across, I was noticing a couple trends. There are a few businesses along the way that are really understanding the real benefits and the concepts of really starting to align yourself with a lot of the big picture strategies that are out there. Meaning, they're wanting the best small marketing or the best marketing, business marketing strategies that they can get for their business. And, really that's what this whole hangout is all about. So if you guys hear kind of erroneous noises or you hear certain things along the way, I'm just, I'm just moving. I don't really know the hot spots in this area, and sometimes you know how that goes. It can just kind of be impromptu. So I just kind of want to do that for you guys, give you that advanced warning. But the biggest thing I want to actually talk to you about right now is what I'm going to actually cover for you, what I'm going to overview. I'm going to do a little bit of face-to-face time like this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open up actually what I'll do, I'll tell you what, I'll just do a little bit of impromptu as I'm actually doing this video, but then I'll leave a link in the description below for some other videos that are going to kind of really elaborate on what it is that I'm going to talk about. And realistically, most of you who are on this actual call right now or watching me on this, you guys are wanting what is the best marketing strategies that you can use. And really, folks, like I said, as I came across the country, I started to know that a lot of people really are not making the best use of their marketing strategies. And then now this is where I'm going to actually go to my little Superman strategy here. No, I'm not. Okay, I was going to do that. I was going to go lead in with all that. But I'm not. But what I'm going to talk to you today about is mobile apps for your business. Okay, and mobile app, and why is that so important? Okay, I'm gonna really list a couple features, and I'm really gonna really talk to you about some of the strategies that really encompass using this business model in your business. Okay, first off, folks, and I'll grab my phone here. In your phone, you will have, the first things first, your any business out there, any local business, it doesn't matter if you're in Richmond, Virginia, if you're in Dallas-Fort Worth, you're in Seattle, Washington, you're in Brazil, you're in China, it doesn't matter where you're at, okay? When your business is branded and it's on a smartphone, mine in this case is an Android-based device, okay? What happens at that point is when you get that constant flow of traffic coming into your business, what is going to happen? Okay, a lot of times, and I've known this just because I've questioned and I've actually polled various business owners. A lot of them, I ask them this one question. The one question is, when that customer comes in, do you know if they come back or not? Yes or no? And more than likely, I get the, I don't know. Like, how do you not know? Wouldn't you like to really track that? And that's the second question I answer. And they're like, well, absolutely. Well, and the next question I follow up with is, what are you doing to increase your business online right now? What are you doing to do that? And again, folks, I'm doing an impromptu. I was going to do this whole skit with doing Superman, all this other, superhero stuff, and that's why the hat and all this stuff. But really, what this is about is being able to provide a business owner with the best marketing resource that they can have online. Okay. and it's a mobile app, folks. I mean, because a lot of times you see these folks that they will buy these flyers. Okay, so one, it takes money to actually design those flyers. Two, it takes money to actually submit those flyers or pay a service like a value pack and to put it into those actual envelopes that you see that you get these bulk discounts, or you can pay the whatever delivery charges to get that done. And a lot of times, based off of what I've seen, and again, being new to the Richmond, Virginia area, I have not really based a cost per cost comparison, but just that flyer service alone can run you anywhere from $1,500 to maybe $2,900, and that just depends on how many flyers you want to do. It depends on what area you want to do, how many people you want to reach, and the one thing that a lot of these people are not taking into account, and it doesn't matter what your business, whether you're a pizza delivery business, you're a hair salon, you offer a dog grooming business, you're a lawyer, you're a dentist. A lot of times, the people that you're submitting this information to, the majority of these folks are just going to throw the advertisement in the mail. They're not even going to look at it. And unfortunately, that's going to be a wasted cost on your end as a business owner. So that's really one of the first disadvantages of that. Okay, one, yes, it does get you in front of your actual potential client, but that's a cold market, folks. That is a cold market. And the one thing that you have to understand about that cold market is that they are not necessarily interested in what you have to say. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you an example. Let's just say a pizzeria. And where I currently live, I live in, not just the Richmond, Virginia, but the Chesterfield area. I've come and I've talked to a couple businesses, and really starting to strike up some deals with some folks around here about mobile apps because, again, people want to make money. That's really what you're in the business for. And I've asked these questions. What are you spending your money on? Are you spending on flyers? Are you spending on radio advertisement? Are you doing pay-per-click marketing with, Google, YouTube? Are you doing it with Facebook? Are you doing it with StumbleUpon, Bing ads? Are you doing that kind of stuff? And a lot of people, I get that kind of like, what are you talking about look? And it's like, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to know all that stuff. What's the next thing that I ask? It's like, okay, well, do you do radio advertising? There's a small majority, well, there's a minority of businesses that I've spoken to. And again, I came from Texas, and I'm over here in Virginia. And so I've crossed several states, stopped and talked to a lot of these business owners, because we stopped at various places along the way. And, to me, I was just curious. I wanted to do a poll going through those several states that we went through. And it was shocking to me that a lot of people still believe that radio advertisements and TV commercials are the best way to go. Or, what I heard generally was, I'll just put, I'll take out an ad in the yellow pages. Folks, have you seen those yellow pages lately? Those yellow pages are diminishing at a rapid rate. That means they're not going to be along for very much longer. There's still going to be an actual need for that in some places. There are going to be people. There's still the old school folks that are, probably don't have cell phone. And believe it or not, I've actually met an 8-figure business owner as of a few weeks ago who still does not have a smartphone. So believe me, folks, those yellow pages still do have value, but the overall value is greatly diminished with regard to an actual mobile app. Okay, so when we start to talk about some of the benefits, I want to really bring to your attention, what are the myths that need to be exposed first, so that you can completely understand why I'm trying to give you this information. Okay, so as I said, when I was traveling across country, many people were still telling me radio advertising, yellow pages, taking out commercials. And folks, if you haven't priced those, I'm actually leave a video in the description below, or you can just Google it right now. Google business is losing money without a mobile app. Go ahead, you can leave this right now. I'm on a Hangout or not, or I'm going to just leave it in the description below. I'm the first selection for that. You'll see that what I do is I point out why there are some hidden myths or in some myths that I actually bust in there with regard to the cost comparison for radio advertisement, flyers, TV advertisements. Now, they are still all useful in their own right, but the thing is, what it all boils down to, so I don't waste your time and I don't go through each individual one because you can watch that video, is people are still caught up in what I consider to be the old school marketing tactics. And it's not your fault, because many of us this technology world that we're in has grown at such a rapid rate. And for those of you that have come along with the iPads, the iPhones, the Galaxies, these smartphones, the HTCs, the Samsungs, folks, you do understand what it's like to be able to, say, jump on your Facebook app, be able to interface with some of your friends, or get on Twitter and send out a tweet. Most people are sending out their tweets via their actual smartphones on the fly. So with regard to really doing a cost per cost basis, folks, there is an absolute no-brainer for the cost that you're going to actually get associated with having your own mobile app. And I'm going to tell you why. When any time that you take out a radio ad, or let's just say flyer, so let me go ahead and use that as an example. Anybody that you use these flyer services, or okay, how about this? How about many of you that actually, instead of using those models, how about we use the real old school models of people actually putting in decals on your vehicles? Okay, you're actually getting advertisement on your actual vehicle, and more than likely you don't have anything with a QR code. I've seen very little amount of people who are doing that. Okay. Let me tell you the reason why I think that's not beneficial. I still think it's, hey, if you've gotten business off of it, that's great, because there's always going to be somebody that's going to argue for that being still a good business model. But the one thing I do want you to take note of is when you're driving down the road and somebody else is driving by you and they see your number and they see your business, and I know this because, folks, I've tried this many times. I tried pulling this cell phone out, trying taking pictures of it on the fly while I'm doing it. Actually, while I'm driving, you know what that does? One, that causes a potential accident hazard. I mean, so that's one. Two, people are not inclined anymore to literally, take your business as serious as they could. I mean, a lot of people, as a general rule of thumb, local businesses will think, hey, that's still a good way to actually, advertise. Okay. But it's really, if you do a cost per cost comparison, how much did that decal cost you? How much did it cost to get designed? How much did it cost to actually either get it painted on or get, some of you get the magnetic strips and you put them on your cars. What is it going to cost you overall? Honestly, I really don't know, because I've never used that strategy at all. And I could tell you right now that as a general rule of thumb, many people are using what I consider to be old and outdated marketing methods, and unfortunately, it's only because they just don't know. They're not watching people. They're not watching videos like this. They're not talking to people like me that are out here, and people that are probably like yourself that are actually going to watch this and kind of go through this. But think about it, folks. When you get that Yellow Pages, when's the last time that you've ever opened a Yellow Page? Don't worry, I'll wait. No, actually, I won't. I tell you, never. Because right now, with the power of smartphone technology and being able that, any of you that, if anybody that can go to a Wi-Fi or hotspot, Wi-Fi hotspot or anything like that, you can literally connect to that internet immediately, and you Google it, or you Bing it, or you whatever, you go on Yahoo, whatever your choice directory is. But for the most part, or for those of you who are smart. Okay, and I'm going to share some of the newer and improved ways that people are using social media to do their searching. A lot of people, if you haven't noticed, with the big deal that Microsoft and Facebook signed together, people are actually using Facebook now to do their actual searches, and that is smart because Facebook has incorporated search capabilities, but it still keeps you on Facebook. Really, really smart. And I'm going to come back to the reason why I think that's useful. For many of you who are probably wondering, hey, man, why are you jumping around? Why are you incorporating all these different things? I'm going to get to a point here in a minute. Okay. So first, before I start getting really in depth here, let me tell you some of the things that I was intending to tell you initially. I'm going to tell you why there's disadvantages for doing old school marketing. I've already debunked a couple of those methods. I'll go through a couple more. Two, I'm going to talk about why your business is probably failing, more than likely, really, and I've already kind of touched on that immediately. And the third is, for those of you that are already on Facebook and you're already on Google Plus and you're already on YouTube, I'm going to tell you why you're not utilizing that. And then the fourth, certainly not least, is I'm going to talk to you why you need an actual mobile app for your business. Really, because many of you who are in business to make money, you want the best marketing resources that are going to make you money, whether you're working at it or you're not working at it. You're going to want to be able to make money without having to struggle to make money. You're going to want to do it and really allow whatever marketing material that you put out there to build upon itself. So I'm going to talk about those 4 principles, and then I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible. Obviously, this is not something that I can put a Band-Aid on, make some false guru promises about, there's a tap dance, here's a push of a button, next thing you know, there's 1,000 customers. It just doesn't work like that. I'm sorry, folks. But first, like I told you, the old school ways of marketing. What are they? They're flyers. They are radio advertisement. They are taking out commercials. They are those decals, like I told you. Okay, that's not happy fingers. Those are the old school ways of doing marketing. And as I told you, if you do a cost per cost comparison, folks, just watch that. Or again, I'm going to say it one more time. Google, business is losing money without a mobile app. That is another video I did. It's the top video there, and it will talk to you a little bit more about why your business is probably losing money. So the second thing I'm going to get into is, okay, even though you might have jumped in and started using some of these methods, how are you actually driving traffic to that? Okay, so there are some businesses, and I am going to mention those. There are some businesses who have an actual website, but are those websites optimized? Here was one of the biggest things I noticed. And just polling people, just asking questions, and that was, how can I get to the top of the search engine for my specific keyword or my specific niche? And I said, well, let me, in every single one of them, let me. Pulled out my handy-dandy smartphone again, getting back to that. I said, let me Google your business. What's your website? Boom, I check it out. And a lot of times, see, here's where I'm gonna talk about some advantages of having a website and disadvantages of having a website. The advantages are, if you actually have somebody like myself who does SEO, or you have a web developer, somebody knows what they're doing, knows how to do organic-based SEO stuff. And folks, any of the videos I'm going to share with you, most every one of them that I've put out, especially within the last 3 months, most of them are 98, 99 of them of them are on the first. They're the first overall result, or they're on the first page. That's pretty good considering what I was attempting to tackle. But here's the advantages. So you got somebody like me that you're paying probably significant amount of money. That is. Sorry, that was just a little advertisement showing, hey, look, I'm doing this video right now, or this hangout. But what it takes is, it takes constant babysitting. It takes you're going to have to pick up hosting costs. Okay, and more than likely, most of you who aren't using a secure hosting or a secure SSL certificate on your website, more than likely you're finding out that you can't, you're not a trusted site to be, taking credit card payments. Okay, so you don't have, you're not providing a secure portal, or if you're linking that to your Facebook page, if you're not a secure platform, you're seeing that Facebook, somebody like these major credit card companies, stuff like that, you can't accept credit card payments because you're not providing a secure connection for those people to actually trust you. So that's one of the disadvantages. It's a good advantage, but it's a disadvantage. Okay. The next thing that more than likely is happening is you're not optimizing it the way it should be optimized. Meaning, when somebody goes on there and they're and unfortunately, I've seen this just from this last week, talking to a couple of these business owners. They think they put up a website just like I did. When I started back 7 years ago, I thought, I'm going to put up a website and I'm going to be this multimillionaire just because I put up a website. Tap dance, poof, I'm going to be a millionaire. And wrong answer. It was wrong. It was the wrong mindset because there was a lot of false stuff being put out there for so long, and that's what people kind of bought into, that hype. Okay, so it's just unfortunate. It just doesn't happen anymore. But you'll see a lot of these commercials. I've seen commercials lately where they got people that'll build your websites for you, or they'll build your social media presence for you. Okay. Are they optimizing it? Okay, a lot of people say, I'll put it into these directories. Okay, I'll do all this, I'll do all that. But are they optimizing it for you? No, they're not optimizing it. What they're doing, I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of what these, anybody who's doing this, they'll set your website up based off of your criteria. Notice I'm pointing at you, whoever you are, who's ever watching this right now. It's if you're saying, hey, I want a website, but you don't have a specific idea of how you want that website to look, many website developers, and I'm going to speak for this because this is what I've seen over my 7 years, many website developers will put your website up based on your specifications, not per the SEO specifications. Okay, and SEO rules change constantly, just so you know that. With Google algorithm changes, I mean, just look at the last few months with the Facebook edge rank and the graph search and all that stuff, how that's been integrated. But look at how that announcement within Facebook, the developer community, those people lost their butts. And I know somebody personally who has a very, very big software company that has been doing constant revisions to his Facebook apps only because of the algorithm changes. Okay, that the Facebooks, the Googles, the Bings, the Yahoos of the world they're gonna impose upon you just because they want to make it a better user experience for everybody. So what does that mean? Having a website, yes, is good, but if it's not optimized, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that you're paying for hosting, you're paying for somebody to develop it, and you're hoping that people are going to visit it, and you're hoping if you set it up right that you set up a newsletter, you have an autoresponder, things like that. These are some of the things that are going to kind of benefit you. Okay, so that's something that I consider to be a good thing. Okay, but here's the downside of it. Like I said, all right, so here's where I'm going to actually start to hopefully, start to sway you in a way where, maybe with this video you could start to teach your people, or if you're a business owner here in the Richmond area, or you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you're in Seattle, you're in New York, you're wherever. If you're a subscriber of mine, you guys know that I love to just provide a ton of content, and that's what I'm going to try and do. So the flip side of that, having that website, and the one question I'm going to ask you, is it mobile optimized? Did you realize that all you have these pretty websites, if it doesn't show up on a smartphone, and with what 78, 79% of the people now doing their searches online via their smartphones, if it's not optimized for that, what do you think's happening to your business? And well, let me ask those of you who are they have flash-based websites, okay? Here's a news flash for you. Unfortunately, and what is that flash? Those are the ones that have these pretty animations that go on, and there's so many really, really cool little animations that go on in the video, or excuse me, your website. What happens when you search when you search here? It's not found, man. It's not found. Women or person, whoever you are watching this, it's not found. So think about what I'm telling you here right now. Is having a website, yes, is good. I'm pointing out some of the positives here. But if it's based off of flash technology, it's not being found here. I'm sorry, it's not. Okay, it just isn't. Okay, and that's a proof. Anybody who watching this, you want to dispel the myth, just type it in. Do flash websites work on smartphones? Google it right now. You'll see for yourself. And the answer is no, they don't. Okay, so that's kind of the flip side to having a website. Is it mobile optimized? So if you have these pretty websites and it's not being found, you're losing a ton of traffic. Okay. The second thing is, when I ask you if it's mobile optimized, I mean, there's a difference in having a responsive-based theme, something that you kind of scroll and you size it to meet your needs. That's a responsive-based theme for a website versus a mobile optimized website. It's a very, very big difference. So mobile optimized website is going to have a very, very different look, a very, very different feel to really the user experience for people like me that are using these smartphones. Just remember that, okay? So that's point number 2. So hopefully, we're still on track for 4 points I'm going to make here. So now, let's just say that you got smart here in your business and you've incorporated, say, Facebook, or you've incorporated Twitter into it, and you established a Facebook fan page. Well, folks, just so you know, You know, I'm not. It's not like I'm trying to plug my products or anything that I'm trying to do, but just type into Google easy how to Facebook fan pages training. I have a course on Udemy that if you want to learn how to do it and do it right, there's over 4.5 hours of training there. Go pick it up. If not, then just listen right now, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what you're doing wrong. Okay? Initially, these people set up your Facebook fan pages, and what happened? They probably forgot them. What I've been seeing, and I saw this actually yesterday. I did a search yesterday just looking at local businesses around here for their Facebook presence. And I kid you not, folks, a lot of these people, they set their Facebook page up and gone. I mean, if you don't give a lot of these people, they set it up, they didn't get the actual likes initially, so they still have the whatever their Facebook page, or excuse me, their Facebook page name plus all those big long furry numbers on the end of that. If you're starting up fan pages or done Facebook, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's that long code that goes just mixed with all sorts of numbers and things like that. That's Google's way, Facebook's way of, you know, if you don't have the appropriate amount of likes, and I believe it's 25 to 30, whichever it is, and if you don't actually have those, yeah, your Facebook page is going to be named something, but it's going to have all this long code on the back end of it. Okay, that's not useful for you. I was actually in the mall the other day. What was it? Chesterfield Town Center Mall, and I was actually talking to a business owner, and I went to go on Facebook and check in, and would you know, couldn't find his place at all. And I looked at him and I said, "Don't you have a Facebook page?" "Yeah, I have a fan." He said, "Of course I have a Facebook page." "Well, type this in." Okay, so I type it in, then I found it. But I'm in his store. I went to go check in, and it was not integrated properly. And why is that, folks? Because when people initially set up their Facebook fan pages, what happens? As a result, they don't think to go back after they get those 30 likes and name that actual Facebook fan page. All right? That's one of those little pearls I'm going to go ahead and throw in there. Whether you knew that or you didn't, make sure that any of you who are doing Facebook fan pages, you go in after you set it up, after you get your 25 likes, go in and readjust, rename that Facebook fan page. So if it was big, furry, Superman cape, whatever this little thing is that I got there, you know, if that's what your Facebook fan page name is, you get the 25, 30 likes, make sure and go back and edit your settings. Make sure that you go rename your Facebook fan page to Super Red, I don't know, red cape thing, whatever. Okay, you got the. I'll stop playing with that. It looks silly, but I chase my dog around with this stuff, by the way. But anyway, so that's one of the first things. The second things, folks, when you go out there and you're setting up a Facebook fan page, word to the wise here, and I want to point this out. Many of you put these Facebook fan pages together, but you think that when you stop posting 2-3 years ago that your Facebook page is going to get more likes. Okay, wrong answer. I'm sorry to be the burden of the bearer of bad news, but here it is. If you're going to put a Facebook fan page together, the thing is, you still want to make sure you post. It doesn't matter if you poll a question, you share a related topic, you put a milestone in there. So let me give you something that is going to really help you here. So for those of you that own like brick and mortar stores, okay, a friend that I know. He has a tobacco-based store. Walked in, and this man has literally product everywhere. Everywhere. I mean, there's no problem finding any type of a, something to actually talk about on your Facebook fan page. And by the way, keep it under 100 characters, just from me to you, unless you're using the Facebook note. And if you don't know that, folks, don't worry about it. You know, I'm going to leave a link in the description below, or you can just contact me. I'll help you out with that. It's no problem. It's what I do. It's what I love to do. Okay, but make sure that you're integrating your Facebook page. Treat your Facebook page just like you would your website. You got to kind of nurture it. Okay, there's a little bit of finagling that kind of goes on with a Facebook fan page. Or for those of you who are not really into wanting to pay employees and really taking the time to post material, this is what you do. You post once a day. You go out there on Facebook and you use the Facebook Ads Manager, and whatever your budget is a day, if you post something that's useful, it's engaging, a viral based image, and give a good call to action at the bottom of that, plus hashtags. Folks, don't forget about hashtags. Remember, hashtags are anything. If you've noticed the different changes that are on Facebook right now, those things that you say trending topics, just look in there. You're going to see it's going to have a hashtag associated with it. And that's the more hashtags you see, the more people are sharing, liking, and all that stuff. You're going to see that's going to go up in the trends within Facebook. Just a little tip from me to you. But that's the big thing with Facebook. Okay, and I'm not even getting onto Twitter. I'm not even going to get on to Pinterest. I'm not going to get on to for those of you who don't know about Rebel Mouse. Hint, hint. Get on Rebel Mouse. I just published another course about that. That's one of those up and coming social media networks that you really need to pay attention to. Rebel Mouse, for those of you watching this. But that's the third thing. Like I said, so one of the advantages of having a Facebook presence is that you're going to be found. You're going to be seen on Facebook, and anytime that your customers come in there, like I said, I went to go check in on my phone, and I couldn't. Okay, make sure you go back, you adjust the settings, you give a good short description, good long description, you give good content that your customer is going to interface with, images, and then for those of you that really want the best resource, like I said, just type into Google easy how to Facebook fan pages training. Check that out. I throw some really super ninja resources in there for those of you that want to take advantage of that, just so you know. If not, hire me. I'll do it for you, okay? Me and my staff, I got people that we can help you out with that. Okay, that's one of the other advantages to that. But here's where I want to give you some kind of training on this, okay? Why you're here, I want to make sure that I give you as much training as possible. Hopefully you've taken some notes by now. Hopefully you've pulled out your pen and pad, or because this is an actual hangout, go back, scroll back a few minutes ago, take down some notes about what I told you there, because that's very, very useful. It's very, very helpful to somebody who is maybe they're a social media whiz, but maybe they just don't know all the ins and outs. Maybe they know how to get people to engage with your message, but go back, tweak your page constantly, okay? There's an actual resource that I would provide to you, but, again, after this, I'm going to actually revise the description, and you can kind of go from there. But one of the big things about, like I said, with Facebook fan pages, folks, when you have a Facebook fan page, train your employees to have your customers interact with your Facebook fan pages, folks. That is huge, okay? For those of you who maybe have a website and you understand the relevance of websites, folks, that Facebook fan page, here's the benefit to having that. You're not worrying about the hosting on this. You're not worrying about the bandwidth. You're literally just giving content, and people, for the most part, already have that Facebook app built into their smartphones now, and they're literally going to interface with your business through Facebook that way. Okay, so something to think about here, all right? Something to think about. But again, what I wanted to do is, train your people. Tell them, hey, incentivize your customers to, hey, get on Facebook and, like us or leave us a review. That's if your page was, hopefully your Facebook fan page was set up properly. Most of yours, for what I'm seeing, remember, I just moved from Dallas, got over here to Richmond, Virginia, and I'm seeing some statistical trends. I'm seeing things that are bothering me, folks, to be honest with you, because for me, this is stuff that I study, I have a passion for, I implement. Right now I'm actually finishing up one of my core courses based on Facebook and using what I consider to be the best Facebook platform that you can use. It's a customized Facebook app, and you can hit that at $1,000,000tosuccess.com, and you'll see a little bit more. Or for those of you who want even more proof about what I know how to do, go to 22 Social Review, and you'll see from there. But that's just something that you can go check out there. But on a side note, now that was the third thing. So train your staff, get them to integrate with your Facebook fan page. Use that social media property and that branding within Facebook to benefit your business. Hopefully your staff knows that. And the last but certainly not least, which is bar none the best marketing resource that you can have, the best business marketing resource, especially for those of you here in the Richmond area. You're going to hear a lot more from me in the coming days. And for those of you who want to know, I just literally created a Facebook fan page to kind of piggyback on that last topic. It is, obviously, facebook.com/best small business marketing. Just go there. You'll see me. You'll see some of the places I'm featured on. Go there and like it. Integrate with me. I got another video there. I haven't put a whole lot of content yet because I'm going to be filling in with little videos like this and doing promotional things and so on and so forth, and kind of run from there because, folks, I'm going to be taking on clients, and once I do, to me, those are just a reference. But for those of you that rely on these customers that come in to your business, that's a constant flow of people that are found in your business because of, maybe you have good pizza, maybe you have a good law firm, maybe your word of mouth has gotten around about your dental clinic. I don't know, whatever it is that you do. Maybe you're a plumber and you need just more business in all the different areas that you're in. Whatever it is that you do, maybe you provide financial services or whichever the case. Folks, just remember, there are people that you're obviously in business because people know about you and you want to get more business. So the best way to do that, like I said, and I'm going to review real quick, if you're going to use flyers, if you're going to use radio advertisements, if you're going to use TV commercials, then you need to incorporate the very last thing that I'm going to talk about, which is a mobile app for your business. And I'm going to tell you why here in a minute. But the second thing is make sure that if you do have a website, make sure that it's mobile optimized. Because remember, close to 78% of searches that are done on your mobile phone right now are being done. And when they find something on their phone, they're taking an immediate action. That is huge, folks. So if you don't know how to do that, contact me. I will do that for you. Okay, that's a service I provide. But also, if you do have a web developer, make sure that they get on it and mobile optimize it. And the third is social media. I use Facebook as my example, but make sure that you go back through. Once you set it up, you get the appropriate amount of likes. Make sure that you go back and you optimize that properly, okay, so that you are being found. If you're in a mall, make sure that, like the example I gave, make sure that somebody can go in and they can check in, okay, and make sure that your staff is, making sure to integrate and ask for that like. Make sure people give you, when you give good service, make sure people are integrating with that and giving you reviews and likes because, folks, believe it or not, that's how people are going to find you. Okay, so which leads me to my very last point, which is a mobile app for your business. Folks, a mobile app for your business is the best marketing platform ever invented. And that's not me saying that. I am literally quoting the New York Times. You can look online, and a lot of you, all you got to do is look at the commercials that you're watching on TV. Okay? I mean, I can tell you right now, the other day I flipped through channels and I flipped through channels and I flipped through channels just because I'm looking for this. And on here right now, I could show you image after image after image. I stop, I hit my DVR, I take a picture just because it's like insane that all these big businesses, these major brands are already grasping this technology and they're realizing the true power of what a mobile app can do for you. So I'm going to give you some of the real benefits of that, and I'm going to tell you that if you do meet mobile app developers, and I'm going to tell you why I'm different in my developing team that I'm with regard to what I can provide you versus what some of these people, as I'm finding out, yeah, they get a mobile app done, but they're not using a mobile app for what it's intended for, so here you go. The first things first. First benefit is your business is branded on your customers' phones. Okay, so I'm going to give that restaurant example here right now. Let's just say you're a pizzeria, and every single day you get, say, 100 to 150 people coming through your business establishment. Okay, so I'm going to give you some rewards here. So at the end, when they go, they get their pizza, and you provide a QR code. And don't worry, a QR code is one of them those little square codes that you see that, they're actually set up. They're a 2D code that is coded so that your phones and your native devices, whether it be an Android, whether it be a BlackBerry, whether it be a Microsoft phone, whether it be an iOS an Apple phone, it's coded so that it's native devices. It's a 2D barcode that the smartphones understand what that is, and it'll redirect to wherever you want it to go based off of that technology. Let's just say that you go through or your customers go through and it's a streamline, like say those Anthony's pizzas or those pizza joints in the mall, and they go through and at the end of it they pick the pizza out. Yeah, I want a cheese, I want some spaghetti, give me some cheese bread. At the end of it, here's the benefit. Okay, they scan in that QR code, and then you can say, hey, you scan in our QR code, i.e. business owner, and it says, they say, at that point, it doesn't matter if it's you, the business owner, or your employees. At that point, it's like, hey, claim your 5% discount, or hey, get your $2 off certificate just by downloading our app. And what's going to happen here is, one, they're going to take that action. They're going to either scan it on their phone, or they're going to go to Google Play right then and there, or they're going to go to the iTunes store. They're going to find your app, and here's the difference. If you're going to notice a big difference here. When, let's just say you go to, like right now, if you wanted to go to something that I do, go to CherBeat Consulting. Boom, you go to CherBeat Consulting. Oh, wow, there's a CherBeat app. Boom, I want to do that. That was the first app I ever did online. That was 2 years ago. But let's just say you, XYZ super duper business owner that has this great pizza. Your customer comes through, they download your app, hey, get your $2 off, and hey, but when you do that, make sure that you hand me over your phone. Inside of there's going to be a customer loyalty program that you can be signed up for automatically that I don't, and for those of you that are like Kroger fans or Walmart fans or any of these supermarket chain fans, you guys know you actually hand over one of these little scan customer loyalty little tabs, the little plastic things, and what you have to hand it to the actual checkout person. They scan it in, and you get actually a discount for getting your service, for using, that card or using that loyalty program. Then what happens? In my case, just left Texas, down there in Kroger, what they do, your points accumulate, and then they have they had gas pumps out there, and what would happen was you go use that same scanner over there at the gas pump, boom, you're getting like 3 cents off, 10 cents off, 15 cents off, or however much you spent in that store. What happens, folks? That's a cost savings passed on to their customer. So what does that mean? They're going to use that brand over and over and over. And that's the same thing that mobile app provides for you, that every time you come in, somebody uses your service. Let's just say you got XYZ super pizza deal here, super pizza guy, but then you got XYZ pizza guy at the end there that he's got somebody out there saying, hey, go try this pizza, or whatever the case. You can, at that point, when they go to the register, literally, you can have that QR code right there. They scan it, and they're part of the loyalty program. Next thing you know, all these people that are downloading your phone, your app, your business is now in their phone. And folks, for all of you who have a smartphone, you all know when you actually get any type of text message, you get any kind of notification, what happens? This thing is it's almost like a magnet. Your hand in that phone, it's like a magnet, and your eyes are glued to it. Why? Because you want to know what's happening. You want to be inundated, whether it was a Twitter update, a Facebook update, a text message, there's whatever, That's the benefit a mobile app provides any of your business. It literally levels the playing ground for any business. So any business owner, it doesn't matter if you're a large brand like a Lowe's, a Home Depot, the NFL Network, whatever, or if you're Lee Beatty, the fan specialist guy, and my fan's going on in the back, so that's the only reason why I'm saying that. Whatever your business is, if you have a constant flow of traffic, what happens as a result, those same people are going to get your branding immediately. Okay? Your business is going to be branded on that customer's phone immediately. All right? That is something that you have to understand. That is a major difference in the 3 different things that I told you about before. Because, one, a flyer, you send out flyers, are you able to track that? Are you able to track your return on investment? So let's just say you spent $2,500 and you put it out in this value pack, and you did people handing out flyers. You're having kids go out there and putting them on the windshields at the mall and things like that. Were you able to track that return on investment? No. I'm going to tell you why I'm going to say no with that. Most people, as a general rule of thumb, and most business owners, they don't even track it to that level. They literally do it from a standpoint of, I'm going to pay this money out, and from month on end, if my business experienced any kind of bump in business, if it boosted it like 1 or 2%, hey, that was a success. But they don't know if it really worked or not. Okay, so here's the difference, okay, what I'm talking about, and here's how you can use that flyer. Here's how you can use that radio advertisement. Here's how you can use that TV commercial that can work cohesively with a mobile app, okay? Most of you, as you know, if you see a nice commercial or whatever the case, are people more inclined to actually go when they see an actual website and go visit it immediately? The answer is maybe 10 years ago, yeah. They probably were. I mean, because websites was still, 2004. If you had a website, you were balling. You were somebody that was ahead of the times, and and with the advancement of the internet and with the bandwidth, the way they've increased, people now understand. Back 10 years ago, a lot of people were still using dial-up. There was a big majority of people who were using dial-up, whereas nowadays a lot of people don't necessarily understand dial-up like a lot of us who went through those pains of dial-up and things like that. So here's the benefit. Okay, here's the benefit: is no matter what, that constant flow of traffic that is coming through your business. Think of it this way. For those fishermen out there, let's just say you're on a bank and you're wanting to fish, okay, and you have one of those big nets, and think of those big fishermen that throw those nets out there. Think of Forrest Gump. He threw his nets out there to get all them shrimp, right? And he wasn't having success. Well, that's not necessarily the case with mobile apps. If you're an actual fisherman, you'll get this. Or if you're somebody that is looking to eat, you'll get this. You throw that net out there, and there's a constant stream. There's a constant flow of traffic coming in. That's your customers. That's the people who are coming to your actual business on a day-to-day basis. Okay, that's a constant flow of traffic coming in. Why? Because they either saw a sign, they saw, they got word of mouth, or maybe they're just hungry or something like that. And I'm using just a restaurant for that matter. It doesn't matter what your business is. And the example I'm giving is, just think about throwing a big net across this huge stream and being able to capture all those fish that are coming down the stream. Think about it just for a second. It's the same thing. You have a mobile app, your business is going to absolutely benefit because you're going to get people, let's just say out of those 150, or let's just say out of those 100 people, let's say 90 people said, you know what? I'll download your app if I'm going to get a discount. Absolutely. They download your app. Next thing you know, you got 90 people that one day who download your app. Say the next day you get another, say 110 people, so on and so forth. Say in a month you get 1,000 people, okay, that download your actual mobile app. All right. So here's some of the benefits. Okay, for those of you who have more of a brick and mortar style business, let's just say you're putting on an event. Inside the apps I do for you, you can actually update your event planner. So if you're doing, something on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, you can put all that into an event calendar. So people are actually going to be able to follow you or go, join you at that meetup meeting, or they're going to join you on that event, or they're going to go join you, whatever. You're going to get interaction as a result of that. The other thing that is really, really useful about that is that, for those of you, say you're doing something, or maybe your business, and I'm gonna try and touch on a lot of different people that own businesses and niches and things like this. But with a mobile app and the mobile apps we do, one push of a button, and literally somebody who has downloaded your app, or they found whatever your business is, one push of a button, they're talking to your support. They're talking to that front person at the desk. They're talking to whoever it is, that whatever number that you provided, they're talking to them. So let's just say you're a mechanic and you own a mechanic shop, and let's just say that you found something, in my case, best super duper automotive repair specialist, Richmond, Virginia, and that's an app, and that's something somebody downloaded. They never used your service before, but in there it says download our app, take advantage of our specials, get a mobile only special. They download it. Next thing you know, that they one push of a button, bam, they're calling you. Or let's say that they're a repeat customer and they had some type of an issue, or they had something that they wanted to have done. Push of a button, boom. They're not searching through a business card. They're not looking at a website. They're not looking at the yellow pages. They're not looking at most people, as a general rule of thumb, if they go into a restaurant, they're not typing in the numbers into their phone and interacting with that business that way. People just don't do that. Why? Because it's not easy. It's something they got to take as an additional step to interact with that business. Whereas a mobile app, the mobile apps I do, are one push of a button, and your business is just like remember what I said. When people look with their phones, when they find what they're looking for, they're immediately taking an action with that smartphone. So just think about it. Let's just say that you just serviced. I'm going to use that automotive repair person. You just serviced somebody's car, and literally, you did a great job by them, and they're happy about it. They get back, and they tell their friend, "Man, you're not going to believe this. They just did a great job. They did this wonderful thing for me, so on and so forth." And next thing you know, they're talking to their friends, and they're like, "Oh, really? I need that done. Hey, do you think that I can schedule an appointment? Do they take appointments? I don't know. Here." Boom, they click on your app, one push of a button, they're talking to you. They're not searching around. They're not Googling anything. They've got your business right there. That is the best marketing product. That is the best small business marketing strategy ever invented, folks. All right, so let me get on to another benefit, GPS notification. If you like the fact that your customers can interact with your actual business with one push of a button, just think of being able to click one button and they're actually able to get exact GPS locations from their current location to your business. How many of you in the last week have gone somewhere that you're not sure of, or maybe you've told somebody about some place you've been to, but you don't remember exactly where it was at? Just imagine being able to share that. Somebody goes there and like, oh, just push a button, GPS locations. Or they'll tell them, hey, just download their app real quick, get GPS locations, and it'll take you right through your phone, right to their location. I'm like, oh, that's useful. Next thing you know, that word of mouth, excuse me for the shakiness, that word of mouth advertising, that word of mouth marketing is going to just spread like wildfire, because you, the business owner, have done something that kind of brand yourself with a lot of these larger businesses, and you've leveled the playing ground. Think about what I'm saying to you here right now, okay? Just think about that for 1 second. You are literally leveling the playing ground with regard to having your business and your customers' phones. Look at your smartphone right now. I mean, if you don't mind me asking you to do that, take a look, power it on, go through your screen, and tell me what you see there. You see whatever game that you play. You see Facebook. You see Google. You see, iTunes Store, whatever your platform is. You're seeing, and okay, I'll go ahead and just so you know how big this is, I guarantee you every one of your smartphones have the Amazon platform in it. Guarantee you have that on there, because Amazon struck up a deal with every one of these phone makers. So every one of you who want to do shopping, boom, you go to Amazon. Amazon's the largest seller of goods online, bar none. All right? Bar none. So when you're looking at this from a standpoint, wouldn't you like to really bump up your branding of your business? Wouldn't you like to have the best marketing platform online? The answer is absolutely yes. Okay? Just because I'm wearing this cool little mask there, and and I was trying to do all that stuff, that doesn't matter, folks. What I'm sharing with you right now is going to change the game. So let me get on to one last, what I call pivotal, strat or advantage to having an actual mobile app, and that is a push notification. You want to talk about leveling the playing ground with any business ever? Picture this. For you bar and grill owners or you bars out there, you can definitely relate to this. There are times when your bar and grill you're lacking customers. It's every business could use more business. All right, and with that being said, just imagine these customers that keep coming into your business, that download your app, they have your mobile app. Let's just say that you want to get a boost in business. So I'm going to throw some numbers out here. So open your mind to this, so you completely understand how this is going to literally change the game for you. And this should paint the whole picture for you right now. Okay. Let's just say 1,000 people have downloaded your mobile app. You, the business owner, 1,000 people have downloaded your app. You send a push notification. Remember, like I said, when you get a notification, that thing is magnetically in your hand, and you're looking at that phone like it's nobody's business. Remember, this is the most sacred thing that a human race has right now, is their phone. Remember that. People value their phones more than they value practically anything because of what's in it, all right, and what it means to them personally. Those 1,000 customers just got a push notification. So boom, they automatically pick that up. 97% of those customers are going to look at that message. So that means 970 out of those 1,000 are going to actually look at what you just sent them. Let's just say, for the sake of this whole thing here, 1%, which is, and remember, these are laser targeted to your message. They are laser targeted to your business because they're your customers. They are people who have already taken advantage of your products and your services and whatever it is that you offer. Okay, remember that. So when you send that push notification, those 970 people look at it. Let's just say a low-end number of 1% of those people. That's 9.7 people out of that 970 people. I did the math for you in advance, just so you know. They're going to take action. So let's just say you're a bar and grill here, and out of those 1,000 people, 9.7 people, couples or people, came in to have a drink or to come have some appetizers, really just get out of the house and enjoy the atmosphere. What do you think that's going to do for you? Do you think that's going to boost your business? Whereas last week at that time, where you had no mobile app in play, and these customers, didn't know whether or not you were slow or not. You, as the business owner now, with having a mobile app, you do a push notification. They just at that point got your branded message to their phone saying, "Hey, come on in and take advantage of our specials, our mobile app only specials." Do you see how this is very, very different than, say, a commercial, than a radio advertisement or a flyer? Do you see how that's very, very different with all those? It should be, at some point right now, this should be painting a picture for you. Hopefully it has. Hopefully I've done my job in educating you on the 4 things I told you that I promised that I would tell you about during this actual hangout. All right? So, literally, folks, what I'm suggesting to you now is, if you're looking for the best small business marketing strategies, tools, things that you can put into your business right now. Sorry about that. Based off the explanation I've given you right now, do you believe a mobile app or social media or a website or those flyers, that radio advertisement or that TV advertisement is going to work for you? What's the best? And hopefully right now you're seeing that it's a mobile app. Okay. Now, how can you use all those in unison? Folks, think about it. I'm gonna actually go in reverse now. Okay. For those of you who have a mobile app and you take us up on our mobile app special, or maybe you have a mobile app, announce it on your Facebook page at least once a day. At least once a day. Letting people know, even if you've got something else is branded, it's like cool masks, whatever it is that your business is, and you got a branded image of your business. Hopefully you're branding your images. Hopefully you're getting that, because it's going to inundate people with your branding. What do we know McDonald's as? The Golden Arches. What do we know Dell as? You just know Dell as Dell. You know as computers, servers, things like that. What do you know Intel as? Dun 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 dun. What do you know? I don't know. Right now I'm kind of drew a blank there. Okay, so brand yourself. Okay, if nothing else, then as a side note, within your Facebook. But every day when you're using that Facebook or your Twitter or whatever, make sure that you are literally giving people a call to action to go pick up a mobile app or pick up your mobile app. And say for those of you who have these big monstrous fan pages, and say you have 10,000 people, and you send out a push notification or you send out a thing on your Facebook fan page. And by the way, I want you all to know this. Okay, you're actually on your Facebook fan pages. If you're not asking them people to not only like your message and get notification, you're leaving likes on the table, you're leaving customers on the table, and they're not going to see all your news feeds, just so you know. That's how you get around the little Facebook algorithm change, just so you know. Wink, wink. All right, so that's something that you need to take advantage of. Let's just say that you throw it out there. You have a Twitter audience of all these people, and you tell them, hey, download our app, get our specials, make sure you stop in and see us. Okay, you're cross branding your mobile app. Okay, let me back up first. Let me go back to the mobile app. So everything inside this mobile app is going to have all these little features I was talking about before. It's going to have your social media presence. It's going to have your website. It's going to have an events calendar. It's going to have one push of a button they can call you. It's going to have GPS directions. It's going to have an About You page. It's going to have all these little things in there that are branded to you and your business. All right, so hopefully you're starting to see the value in that. So let's back up. All right. Now, you can tell people, hey, pick up my mobile app. Go ahead and do that. It's something you need to do. Get our mobile-only specials. Then the next thing is on your website. If your mobile app is on the Google Play and iTunes Store, do you think you're going to put those little logos in there for them to download it? Yeah, I would recommend that. Okay, what does that instantly do on your website? That instantly gives you authority. Okay, certain businesses along the way, regardless if you realize it or not, have established an authority. Facebook is one of them. The Google Play Store is another. The iTunes Store is another. Okay, Twitter. These are businesses that have already established an authority that you already like, know, and trust. So on your website, if you actually put those two little icons, the Google Play Store, the iTunes Store, download our app, you have it in a sidebar widget or whatever you decide you want to have it. When you're driving traffic to that actual page, what's going to happen? As a general result, people are going to interact with that message. They're going to download your app. Okay, it's another way to cross-promote your app. Then, last but not least, okay, going back to my original, if the original flyer radio advertisement and commercials and maybe the decals. Okay, I'm going to go back to those original 4. Folks, if you put a nice flyer together that has your that QR code of your mobile app on it, with those little icons that are on your website, with the Android device, with the iTunes Store, okay, then it's like you can actually have the directions on that little flyer, but say, hey, download our app. It has, push of a button. It has GPS directions right to our store. What do you think someone's going to do? You think they're going to keep the flyer in their hand, or do you think they're going to download your app? They're going to download your app, and they're going to ditch the flyer, more than likely. That's what most people do Unfortunately, it's hopefully I'm not the bearer of bad news, but it's the truth. That's what people do. Okay. The next thing, that radio advertisement. Say you still pay for radio advertisement, all right, and you're given a call to action of, hey, download our app on the iTunes and Google Play Store in that advertisement. Do you think that's going to lend itself to getting more downloads for your app? The answer is yes. Okay, maybe there are people out there in your local city. In my case, the Richmond, Virginia area, I have no idea where the Richmond Coliseum's at all. I don't know at all. To me, if I had to do it, I'd have to Google it prior to that. Get the maps, put it in my phone. But if they had an actual app, I can go, boom, click of a map. Hey, I'm going to the Richmond Coliseum, step-by-step directions. All right? Just think about it. Think of the functionality there. All right, so when you're giving that radio advertisement, or in most cases, I really want to point this out, most of you who watch commercials right now, and if you haven't paid attention to it, start to pay attention to it. All these big brands that are advertising, the Home Depots, the Lowe's, the NFL Network, the Poker Stars, the Kohl's, the I don't know. You can go on and on and on. These are some that they're not only branding with their social media presence, but they're also branding with their mobile app. Why do you think they're doing that, folks? Why? It's because they've already realized that they get you as a customer. They get you to download their app. They've got their branding on your phones. Excuse me, but my dog just started howling. She's sleeping. Hopefully she starts running. If so, I'm going to put the camera on and we're going to watch it. It's going to be funny. Sorry about that, folks. But just think about it. I'm coming to a conclusion here. All right, and hopefully I've done my part to educate you on the 4 areas I want to educate you, tell you all the benefits, some of the pros, some of the cons, but then also walk you through the steps and bring you back down to why they're all useful still if you incorporate a mobile app into your business. All right, with a mobile app, folks, you're leveling the playing ground. Like I said, you go to that commercial that I'm talking about. Look at any of these. Folks, I'm going to give you a great example. For me, I'm an NFL fan, huge NFL fan, Cleveland Browns fan, by the way, and we're going to be making moves for all you in AFC North fans out there. Watch out for my Brownies this year. Huge Cleveland Browns fan, by the way. Have been my whole life, going back to the Brian Sipe years and all that stuff, back the Cardiac Kids back in the day. So kind of telling you what my age is a little bit. But anyway, getting back on track here, folks. You can use those advertising mediums that I first said were not functional. Remember, I did say they're not. But if you're not using them appropriately, okay, and like I said, you're not able to track those, all right, you have to understand, folks, that you can use those. They're still effective, but they're not effective if you don't use them the right way. And you don't have to take my word for it, folks. Watch a commercial. I want you to pay attention to the commercials. Watch how they're branding. Look at all these big brands, the ones you see at the mall, the ones that you see that have their own stores, that all these ones that are doing these commercials. What are they doing, folks? They're telling you, pick up our app. They're telling you, like us on Facebook. They're telling us, they're not just telling you, but they're providing all the little social icons on the bottom of the screen at the end of their commercials. You think there's something to that, folks? If they're doing that right in front of your faces, do you think you can do that as well? The answer should be yes. Hopefully you're understanding that what I'm talking about now is going to completely help you to change the game for your business. That is my whole intent with this. The whole title of this actual hangout is Best Small Business Marketing, Richmond, Virginia. I want to not only announce myself here to the Richmond, Virginia area and give you some of the best small business marketing tips, but also educate you. I don't want you all to assume I'm no better than any of you folks. I've just been somebody that along the way I have realized that what I want to do in my life is I want to help people. And I'm gonna back up. A couple years ago, I was doing things the old way. I was doing things with internet. Excuse me, not internet. Of course, I'm on the internet, but doing things in a way where I did website development. Okay, I still do website development, just not to the level that I was doing before. But I had a fairly substantial blog network that I was setting up. Okay, pretty big. I was driving tons of links. They call it a blog network, blog farm, whatever you want to call it, but it was my own private blog network, okay, that I was setting up for myself, all right? And some of these sites were hitting PR4, PR5 level. You know, they were getting a lot of engagement. I was getting a lot of organic clicks. People were starting to find that branding on all these sites, and what happened? I got hacked. I didn't individually. What I did was I was doing it off of a VPN server, off a couple of these, and wham, it took my sites down quicker than you can imagine. I was backing them up, but I lost. I mean, I got hacked so deep in my business that it hurt me dramatically. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I'm moving my laptop again. And what it did was it crushed me. That's an understatement. I lost confidence, and I know what it's like to spend more money than you could possibly imagine, to lose sites, lose time, to have folks. Because I lost all those websites and I reset them up and then I lost them again, I had to actually let my staff go. I mean, I lost that amount of money, and it crushed me. All right, it forced me to kind of take a step back, really analyze what it is that I was doing. And that's when I stumbled across mobile apps and mobile app development. I was actually, somebody reached out to me and said, "Hey, man, I heard what's going on. Maybe you should check this out." And I did, and never looked back. I believe in this technology, and you know, this is why I want to educate most of you. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos like this and a lot of hangouts like this because, folks, this is mobile apps are here to stay. If you think about this and think about it in this way, the internet, although Al Gore was the one that invented the internet, we all know that, right? All right, anyway, the internet was invented, and we started to really start using the internet. The internet's roughly about 20, 25 years old. It's not very old, folks. And a lot of you, like I said, I made mention to some dial-up modem and things like that. You know, because a lot of people, that's how they were interfacing with the internet a long time ago. I was one of them people, okay? I mean, I go back to the day when we had the Commodore 64. My grandfather purchased one, and I was over and playing games like a champ, you know, that 16-bit, you know, all that stuff, you know, or whatever, you know. You guys all know if you had one. The big old computer, you know. But what I'm getting at, folks, is the technology nowadays has progressed at a level that small businesses are folding. They're closing shop, and you shouldn't be closing shop. You shouldn't be closing shop because there are resources out here that can absolutely take your business to a whole nother level, folks. A whole nother level. So stop worrying on how you're going to do this, because there is technology, and it's more affordable than you could possibly imagine. Okay? I'm going to leave links in the description below. Right now, as I'm doing this hangout, I'm going to go back, I'm going to revise it, I'm going to update the back end of it as well. But my whole intention with this was to tell you a little bit about what I saw on my trip from Dallas-Fort Worth here to Richmond, Virginia. And I saw small business after small business after small business after small business that they just don't. I guess what I saw, and it was alarming to me, I guess you'd say, was that people are not implementing the best business strategies. And some people are, but they're not doing everything appropriately to really help their business succeed in a major way. And I wanted to do my part, do a hangout like this. Invite, you know, as you guys know, I do impromptu hangouts all the time. I didn't do an event. I didn't want to do this where I invited, you know, all the people from some of my fan pages, run it across my 22 social page. I actually wanted to do this as an impromptu. I had some people that blipped on here, but my whole intent with this was to provide information, put it out there, and then when I actually do an event and I announce to this whole community here and I start to educate you just the way I've done, my intent is to help as many of you as possible. Okay? That's the whole goal here. I want to make sure I do my part to educate a macro community that funds a micro community that feeds a community. And folks, I found that why after I got hacked. I realized that, web development, even though I like it, I liked what I learned and everything else, it was tough. There's some hard things that come with web development. With mobile apps, there's not as many, there are hiccups with mobile apps, but not nearly like the actual issues that you got to deal with on a traditional website. So what I'm getting at is, everyone, I hope that you got something out of this. And for those of you that maybe watched this, and you maybe caught, bits and pieces of this and you don't understand and maybe read the description, folks, my whole intent was to educate you, okay? To educate you for why, if you're going to use those flyers and you're going to use, radio advertisement and commercial and decals and things like that, use it cohesively with a mobile app. If you're going to use your website, make sure it's mobile optimized. Okay, make sure that it is functional. Make sure that you do integrate your mobile app with that. Okay, make sure you do that. Okay, and the third thing is your social media. Folks, when you guys go and you set up your social media, and Facebook fan pages in particular, make sure that you completely understand that you need to go back and check that. Because a lot of you right now, and excuse me again for that, if you set up a Facebook fan page right now, more than likely, if you haven't touched it again, go look at your web address on that right now. So if you typed in like me, like right now, if I gave you a web address for one of my many fan pages that I have out there, all of them are optimized so that literally it's facebook.com/whatever that fan page is. Make sure you do the same, okay? And if not, just type in the easy how-to Facebook fan pages training. I taught a huge course on that. It's 4.5 hours long, and I focus 100% of my effort on Facebook fan pages training, okay? So if you don't understand that and you want to, really go at your own pace, go pick that up. It's on the Udemy platform. It's a very trusted platform. That's why I actually put it out on that platform versus something else, all right? And, last but not least, a mobile app, folks. The mobile revolution's here, everyone, whether you believe it or not. Just watch your commercials. Listen to your radio advertisements. More than likely, now that you've watched this and you've gone through this, and I know it's a little lengthy here, but I've given you enough tidbits right now that if you're actually doing some of these things, you can go to somebody and get it fixed. You can go to somebody and say, wow, I watched this video. Are you doing this? You can ask these questions to your developers. You can go ask this question to your social media person. You can ask this to whomever, whoever's helping you out or not. Folks, that's why, I'm giving you the information so that you can actually make the right decisions within your business, okay? Because I wanted to provide the best small business marketing tips for the Richmond, Virginia area. Because like I said, I just left the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I am now here in the Richmond, Virginia area, and I plan on helping everybody north, south, east, and west. We got some big things coming down the pipeline to help you guys out. So, folks, hopefully I did my job to educate you. Hopefully you got something out of this. And again, you know my why now, and that's to educate a macro community that funds a micro community that feeds a community. Everyone, thank you so much for your time. I'm so blessed and honored that you took the time to actually watch this. I'm humbled. Thank you so much. Hopefully, during this, if you learned a thing or two, what I highly recommend that you do is go back, watch this again, take some notes, implement what I'm telling you, and if you have any questions about it, just contact me. I'll be more than willing to help you out. All right? Thank you so much for your time. It has been an absolute pleasure doing this for you. I hope this serves you. I hope you learned a thing or two, and maybe you start to implement some of the strategies that I talk about. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time. You have a great day. Hey, and by the way, it's football season. Hall of Fame game tomorrow. Start of football season. Talk to you guys later.